So a few years back, my friend bought me this amazing cookbook. We're really good friends. She said, here's a present. It had this beautiful mustard cover. It was just beautiful. I couldn't wait to open it. It just said, eat. Okay, so I'm one of these weird anomalies whereby I like to read instruction manuals and I like to read prefaces on books. I know I'm a weirdo, but this book promised me so much. It said, this book is for when you don't have time to cook, you just want to eat. Everybody wants that. I got really smug then because I'm one of these people who, midweek, I like to make a 3-hour meal. So I was thinking, with this book, my Instagram feed midweek is just going to be like, everybody's going to be sick of me. Unfortunately, when I actually opened the book, we had imagery the size of stamps. There was no quantity list. It was a mess. There was no serving sizes. It was just vague suggestions on how to make a midweek meal. Like, what use is that? Nobody needs that. So I was really disappointed. And I thought, okay, Nigel Slater made this. This is his 11th book. His recipes are fantastic. It's not a content problem. It's clearly a design problem. It's a design layout problem. So jump at me in my little spaceship. We're going to go back and look at the history of cookbooks, and let's try to discover where that layout designer went wrong. So, So our first person was this guy called Bartolomeo Scappi. I'm sorry if there's any Italians in the audience. So Bartolomeo Scappi was this 16th century Gordon Ramsay. He cooked for the Pope. He was a pretty big deal. However, his cookbook, it was just like vague instruction manual. It didn't really have any recipes. It was basically just like, I cook some really cool stuff. You can cook it too. No, you can't actually. It's not actually used for a kitchen. So let's forward to the 18th century. We had all these kind of fancy ladies. Everybody's getting a little bit more literate. So they started writing down their recipes, and there was the introduction of quantities in the 18th century. So that was fantastic. They could be reproduced. By the time we got to the 19th century, we had something more akin to what we have right now. This is a 19th century cookbook. If I wanted to make rose herring bake, I can make it. There's an ingredients list. There's a method list. It's all good. So now we're back on our space journey. What have we learned? Well, I believe that if the designer who made this book had actually thought about the evolution of cookbooks, I would have had a useful product, which I don't have now. So why did he have this? Well, there's a real problem with kind of design and young designers where they think, oh, fantastic, I have this blank canvas. It's, I'm going to create everything. But no, I'm involved with education, and I often say, look at the past. Occasionally, I show students this book called The Grammar of Ornaments. The reason I show it to them is I say, hey guys, we have been stealing for a long time. Design, it's totally fine to steal. This guy called Owen Jones, you should look him up. He created this book in the 1860s, and it was basically a catalogue of all the patterns at the time from all across the world. He gave it to craftspeople, architects, all different sorts of people, and they utilised it. What does this all have to do with design patterns? Well, that was an early design pattern book. This is a visual design pattern. You could use these in your own studio. They could improve your work. They could be quite interesting. Perhaps, if you like this sort of thing. But if you're into more like UI stuff, design patterns, they're also there. If I'm on a website, I do not want to learn how to do different comment sections. And UX design also has patterns. We're really used to the fact that we sign up, we're pulled into engagement. Clever apps that use UX patterns make you select stuff at an early stage, therefore you will get early adoption. What does this all mean? Design patterns are class because, and I have them written here, because they are a platform for further use. They'll save you time, your boss will be happy, you won't start from scratch, no blank canvases. And as Will Morris said it best, the past is not dead, it is living with us and will be alive in the future, which we are now helping to make. William Morris is a really cool guy. And he's from 1893. And if you don't know who William Morris is, please go home tonight and read some design history. And then, as Chris said, don't just read things, don't just talk about things, make some fantastic products, please, guys. Thank you very much.